Okay, YouTubers, this is the Angryprepper. Today's video is going to be one of those rare Sunday videos, but I feel like this needs to be discussed. So, upon the U.S. shooting down the Chinese research balloon, and the quotations being research, as they said, as the Chinese said it was, the United States shoots down this Chinese research balloon or spy balloon, and the Chinese respond by saying that this broke international rules, and the United States violated international rules. The Chinese broke every international law that's there by flying this research balloon in our airspace. They also broke FAA rules flying this balloon in our airspace. So they broke two sets of laws and rules. And yet their response was, this warrants a response from us from shooting down a civilian balloon because it was our property. Well, our property who? The Chinese property? Because then that would make it a government property. And then again, you guys violated international rules. And if it was a civilian property, they still broke FAA rules. So regardless, however you look at it, the Chinese people or the Chinese government were in the wrong. Now, every Chinese business, for the most part, international or in China, are run by the government. The government has some kind of hold over every business that's run, especially those that are run internationally. So to understand that, that means anything that happens to a Chinese property or business is under international rules. So they say, and that's how they look at it. The Chinese overstep their boundaries all the time. They do it with Taiwan. They did it with Hong Kong. Now they're trying to do it here in the United States. Now, for somebody, a country, to respond to a spy balloon being shot down in another country and state that you guys violated international ruling or international violations, sorry, you guys violated international ruling, sorry, for them to respond like that and state that, that means one thing, guys, that they have a hold on the United States government. Don't know who. It could be Biden, it could be the vice president, who knows? But for them to make a bold statement like that, that is really odd. Now, this is what the Chinese said exactly, and again, not even mind-boggling, but it lends to the fact that they have some hold over us to make a bold statement like this. Chinese claim that its balloon was a civilian airship and not the spy device the U.S. claimed it to be, and said that the U.S. decision to destroy its property seriously violates international convention. This is what the Chinese said, and this is their response. So if this is their response, something's up. Now, again, guys, the video I did on the War of 2025, where there was a general talking about U.S. going to war with China. This could very well be the beginning of it. I don't think this is going to set off a war, and I don't think that, this is going to spark the Great War yet, but this is definitely the catalyst to start the beginning of us heading in that direction, especially if China is going to respond. Now, no one knows how they're going to respond. Again, I don't see them responding with lobbing missiles and shit. I don't see them responding with a war. I can't see them responding with a light sanction of some kind, meaning that we don't get certain goods. So be it. Nonetheless, guys, this is a very bad response from a bad country who did something bad, right? So it's like a liberal mindset. They fucked up, they got caught, but they're blaming the U.S. for acting when they should have. If I would have flown, like I said before, a drone or any kind of device in China as a civilian, as Jason the Angryprepper, they would have pulled me into one of their offices and treated me like a terror suspect. Why are you flying this drone? Who you relaying this information to? Why are you giving this information? Why are you doing this? Right? So they would have they would have ran me through the ring as a civilian. And they would have confiscated my drone and the disk inside the drone. This thing was flying over a military base, and I'm going to assume it was flying over many other military bases on its path out to the Atlantic Ocean. So being that it started near Maelstrom and it made its way out to the Atlantic Ocean, I'm going to say that they were recording a lot of shit on the way there. And what research? They kept saying it was a civilian airship for research. What research were you doing? Were you doing climate change research, or were you doing land research? Either or, it was still illegal. Doesn't matter what the excuse is. But nonetheless, the Chinese had a bold response. And even saying that, guys, that was a very bold response. Now, interestingly enough, apparently this balloon was here a lot longer than a week. U.S. intelligence agent said that after getting access to the information off the balloon, that it's been tracked flying over or floating over the United States a few times. Now, I don't know if this is the same balloon. I don't know if they're different balloons. I know that they had one down in South America and there was one in Canada. I'm not sure if the one in Canada was the same one that's the one that ended up here. Who knows? Nonetheless, guys, if they have separate balloons all over the world, then what are they doing? Right? Are they doing research on land? Are they doing research on climate change? Is there something they know that we don't know? Or was it simply just spying on American targets, South American targets, and Canadian targets? It could be that. But then again, to use a spy balloon, they have satellites that do that. That's the other argument with the spy balloon thing that not that I have a hard time with, I'm just like, they have satellites. The Chinese have so many satellites in the sky that spy on all of our shit. Why use a balloon? And why use a balloon that everyone can see? Whereas a satellite, you can't see that. And you know, the intelligence community, that is, knows that they're using satellites to spy on all our shit all over the world. So again, it being a spy balloon versus being a research balloon, again, it could be a research balloon, but what are they researching, right? What are they hiding that they're researching? Because again, it's the Chinese. I can't believe anything they say. But because they spy on all their people all the time with satellites and actual people, why put a balloon that people can see? Again, this is just questions that I throw out there because I don't want to be staunch. It's a spy balloon, but they're definitely up to no good. That's 100% unequivocal. They are up to no good, the Chinese. But what is it? Anyway, guys, this is just something to throw out there because this could lead to the beginning of a bigger problem down the line. All right, guys, other than that, this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching.